Happy Saturday morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Fly Like an Eagle podcast. It's a special edition with my boy Joe Zomp, and we have a lot to talk about. A story just came out about Carson Wentz, but before I get to that, we'll be doing these throughout the offseason. Not as much, but whenever big news comes up that me and Zomp honestly disagree on, we're going to talk about it. And that's what we're here for. That's what we're going to do. And I'm glad you guys are tuning in. But there was big news coming out about Carson Wentz yesterday, saying how whenever he'd have a mistake on the field, the next week at practice, he wouldn't want to correct it. Like, he basically wouldn't want to listen to the coaches. He's like, fuck you guys. I'm good enough. I'll fix my own mistakes. And that's a red flag. And to me, I know Zom's probably going to disagree, but to me in particular, firing Doug Peterson was the wrong decision if that's the case. Because if you're going to take a guy that thinks he's good enough at age 28 to not fix his mistakes, that's not an NFL quarterback. That's an asshole. And for me, I've seen between the lines of Carson Wentz's religion, how nice he is at the podium, his lack of personality at the podium. But everyone's saying that this guy's such a nice guy, and he's Bible study group, whatever. I see right between the lines because whenever you have a rat in the locker room saying how bad the guy is, and then you have a guy that like Nick Foles come into the huddle 2 years straight, and they just start playing for the guy like they did for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, I'm going to tell you right here, right now, the guy doesn't have talent. Jalen Hurts, they played up to standards of the Nick Foles teams when he came in. And Carson Wentz was out there looking like a lame duck the whole year. You want to know why? Because the guy is not likable. Nobody on the team likes him. And we literally made the wrong decision getting rid of Doug Peterson. Because Doug Peterson, with Jalen Hurts on the team and with Nick Foles on the team, he was a spectacular head coach. With Carson Wentz, the guy was awful because Carson Wentz is awful. So this is going to sting for a long time. A lot of people want to talk about Joe Brady coming here. A lot of people want to talk about Deuce potentially being the head coach. I don't think it really matters because the fact that the front office took a guy that's so selfish and a guy that won't fix his mistakes at practice over a guy that won you a Super Bowl, it just goes to show you who's running this team, and they're running it into the fucking ground. With that said, I'm going to bring my boy Joe Zomp on, and he's going to explain everything. What's up, Joe?
Kamora, what's up? What's up? Good morning, guys. Good morning, Kyle. There's a lot to digest. Where do we begin? A lot of stuff we haven't spoken about, and the Doug Peterson firing, although it is surprising, it's for me and for my personal fandom of this team and my personal interest, I thought it should have been done a long time ago. Although he did win the Super Bowl, but listen. There's a lot of things that are coming out now this morning that I saw, that I read, that I sent you about Carson Wentz. Listen, I always speak to you guys, and I try to give you guys the truth, and I try to give you guys, my personal belief of what I see from my eyes. Obviously, I'm not a scout. I'm not an NFL coach. We'll all talk about our opinions. But from what I'm reading, I have to say Jeff McClain, I think, is an asshole, number one. But he gets his information. I don't know how he gets it. He is a very reliable source. And throughout all this stuff, never liked the guy because I just think he asks harsh questions. But you know what? At the same time, if you want to get answers to the tough questions, you have to be that asshole. So I kind of respect now Jeff McClain because now he gets all this information. And now it came out today that Carson Wentz, like you said, is very hard to coach. He's become a person that doesn't want to change, a person that doesn't want to correct. Not that I don't want to say he doesn't want to correct his mistakes. It just doesn't. He doesn't give valuable information back as to why he didn't throw to this open receiver or why he checked down to this or he does it out of spite. Now listen, I have to agree with you on that. It's a mistake to go ahead and have Wentz as the future, to be honest with you, because if this guy doesn't want to be coached and this guy wants to do it his way, then that is a problem. Now, that doesn't mean that by firing Doug Peterson, it was the wrong decision. Now, I've been calling for Doug Peterson's head for 2 years. I thought the guy, he's a very overrated coach, and I know you may disagree, and I know people on this chat are going to say, listen, how can you say he's overrated? He won a Super Bowl. Besides 2017, he won 13 games. 2016, 2018, 2019, 2020, he had 9 wins or below. One special season doesn't mean that you're a good coach, okay? You had, and you said it multiple times, Kyle. You said it multiple times to me. You said that team was stacked between the offensive line, between the quarterback play, between the coaches, between everything. So I'm getting tired of the fact that Doug Peterson gets all this credit for the Super Bowl, that he's a Super Bowl winning head coach, when in fact you were right that the whole team was stacked. Quarterback played well. The offensive line played well. When somebody got hurt, the next guy came in, played well. The wide receivers played well. Hell, I'm going to even say this, and you may even disagree. Harry Roseman actually had a very good free agency. How did he have a very good free agency? He signed LeGarrette Blount. He signed Patrick Robinson. He signed Alshon Jeffrey. The year before, he signed, what's his name, Brandon Brooks. He made a trade for Jay Ajayi. So he was very good. So the Doug Peterson, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach, to me doesn't matter, because the last 2 years, yes, we had a lot of injuries, but the man has a plain vanilla offense. The decision-making going forward on 4th down constantly. The just dumbness. On top of Wentz not being in favor of Doug Peterson calling the plays or whatever his problem was, I think as everything is coming out now, I think you should have got rid of Doug Peterson, which they did. And I think that they should be trading Carson Wentz if they can, or moving into another direction. So there's a lot to digest, brother. And at the same time, I can make my points about Doug Peterson being fired. You can make your points about Carson Wentz being a baby and being his way. But like I said, I think it was the right move moving on from Doug Peterson, because obviously the guy needs everything around him to be good. And those are not the signs of being a really, really good head coach, in my opinion.
All right, we have a $3.99 super chat for Jerry Mayhaus. That slimeball Harry Roseman deserves to be fired. I mean, I've always agreed with that, but he's not going to be fired. He's going to be here for the next draft, and we'll see what he does. But I'm going to read Zomp some of these stats from this year. Carson Wentz, 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, 2,620 yards. Yeah, it's dreadful. And the fact of the matter is that just explains half the picture. The guy fumbles a lot, and the fact that Jalen Hurts beat the New Orleans Saints, a team that's still in the playoffs as we speak, playing Tom Brady, probably one of the best quarterbacks of all time, just goes to show you that it was the quarterback. And I know you're going to disagree with that. I mean, you're always going to blame Doug. You'd never like Doug. I understand that. But Doug had a ton of balls. He would go for it in the situations where other coaches wouldn't necessarily go for it. And you need a coach like that to coach your team in certain situations. And I don't know who we're going to get to replace him. Like, people are talking Joe Brady. I mean, that's a hot name. What do you see in Joe Brady that makes you think he's going to overtake what Doug Peterson did here? Joe Brady coached he didn't even coach. He was a part of the 2019 LSU National Championship team who had everyone, literally everyone. And then he became the offensive coordinator to a Carolina Panthers team. Granted, that didn't have Christian McCaffrey that much this year because he was injured. They had Teddy Bridgewater, and they were 5-11. What does a 5-11 team make you want to go and grab a guy like Joe Brady and say, hey, that's my guy? Like, he's been in the NFL for 1 year as an offensive coordinator, and you want to grab him as a head coach right now? Like, there's no coach in the offseason on that list that I just stare at and say, hey, that's our guy right now. If it were me, I'd promote from within this year. I would grab Deuce Staley because he was a part of Doug Peterson's coaching staff. He's been a part of the franchise for a decade, and he loves the city of Philadelphia. I would promote him and see how he does. If it doesn't work out the first 2 years, then, hey, they made a wrong decision. But Deuce Staley, honestly, right now is my pick. It's not that I don't like Joe Brady. I just haven't seen enough of him to grant him a head coaching gig yet. And there just isn't a name out there that I would love to replace Doug Peterson with. There just isn't. You know, you're just going to have to suck it up. You made the wrong decision, and you're just going to have to give Deuce the gig. Yeah. And I know you're going to disagree with that, but it's just the fact of the matter. Joe Brady doesn't deserve it right now. He just doesn't.
I'm not going to sit here and say I disagree. I agree with you. I'm just trying to figure out where this team is going. Nobody actually knows. You know, is it Howie Roseman? Is it this? Somebody had to be the scapegoat. It was Doug Peterson. Like I said, I'm not a Howie Roseman guy, But to be honest with you, if you really, really, really think about it, aside of the draft, this is the guy that you actually need to help fix the books, to help fix the money situation, to help see if you can get rid of Wentz. Now, I want to go on record right now and say I love Carson Wentz. I thought he was a very good quarterback here. I thought at times he was treated differently. But at the same time, when more of these reports come out, he's a baby. And you can't be like that in the NFL. So I want to let it be known that as much as people say Zomp is a Wentz lover and all this stuff, you can't be what everybody's portraying him. And Jeff McClain is saying it, and I trust Jeff McClain. And the fact that this guy can't be fixed according to a lot of people in the locker room, and he lost the locker room and he wants to do it his way, and he actually came out publicly and says, "I'm not going to change who I am." That is a problem. So I don't mind moving away from him if you could trade him. But Howie Roseman is actually the guy to do it because he's very good at maneuvering and he's very good at manipulating other teams for picks. Now, my opinion for the head coaching job, listen, I don't know. That's the honest truth. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we need this guy, we need this guy. All I know is that I wanted Doug Peterson gone for numerous reasons, and especially – I don't know if he said this because he wanted to get fired. I don't know if he said this out of spite, but promoting within, and I'm not talking about Deuce Staley, promoting within that you wanted to bring Press Taylor from quarterbacks coach to offensive coordinator, and you want to bring in Corey Unlin from Detroit. You want to bring in Corey Unlin from Detroit, who had the 31st ranked defense as defensive coordinator in Detroit. I would have said pack your bags and get the fuck out of here as well.
Yeah, but do you know a position that was for? Like, where was he going to come in and fill?
Corey Unlin was going to come in as defensive coordinator.
No. He was gonna promote Burke.
No. He wanted to promote Burke, and if that didn't work out, his next option was Corey Unlin.
All right, I actually wouldn't have minded the Burke pick.
Okay, but let's be real. This team deserves no promotions. If you are bad at your job, you're a 4-11 team, 4-11-1 team. You just came out. Nobody deserves a promotion.
No,
he wants to stick to his guns. He wants to stick to his boys. It's like us. Me and you are boys. All right, no matter what, I'm going to pick Kyle. If you're doing a bad job, Kyle, you know me just like I know you. You're going to tell me, Zomp, what the fuck? Exactly. I'm not going to give you something that you don't deserve, regardless if you're friends or not. He's too loyal to the veterans. He's too loyal to his coaching staff. And I commend Lurie for making that decision. But back to being who I want as coach, you talk about Joe Brady. I don't know enough about Joe Brady. I go back and I see this year and I say, okay, Carolina's offense stinks. Teddy Bridgewater stinks. They have Robbie Anderson. They have Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey was hurt most of the season, and they still scored more points than the Philadelphia Eagles. Mm-hmm. Now, I believe that we have a talent issue, that we don't have much talent on offense. But for this guy to do what he did with Carolina, yes, they're 5-11, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it was the offensive's fault. I don't know who I want specifically. I could just tell you this. Regarding Deuce, Mike Kafka, and all these guys, I just want a young guy, a guy that's going to come in and bring fresh ideas, bright new ideas, a totally different concept of what we've been doing. Today's NFL, you need to score points, and obviously, we better be getting an offensive guy because defense, to me, is dead in the NFL. It's not like what it used to be. Yes, you have to have like some kind of make some kind of stops or whatever, but you need to score 30 points a game at least. And we were scoring 17 and below. Whether that's because of injuries, whether that's because of coaching, whether that's because of players, you need to score points. And whoever it is, they have to be a mastermind. And I want somebody like a Sean McVay, a guy that's very talented at the offensive side of the ball, who's going to call plays and be creative.
No. I agree with what you said. Offense is key in the league today. But my only problem is you need a good cornerback. And Jalen Ramsey showed that last week with the Rams. You know, they beat Seattle. They beat the Seattle Seahawks kind of handedly. And Jalen Ramsey was key to that game. You need a shutdown quarterback who we have not had in years. You know, everyone wants to say Slay's going to be great in the future. I mean, okay, you could say that, but I think he's good. I don't think he'll ever be great. If you pick Patrick Surtain at 6 and put him across from Darius Slay, that's dynamic. You know, you could pick and choose who you want to go to, but they're both quality. You know, you need a solid cornerback. So at 6, we have a decision to make because obviously I would want Devonta Smith, who I think is going to go top 3 now. I don't think there's any chance we get him. or Jamar Chase from LSU, who took a year off from COVID, you're going to have a decision to make. It's going to be a big decision, but I wouldn't mind Surtain. I wouldn't mind Jamar Chase, but I honestly feel they're going to go quarterback. And the reason why I say that is because of the stuff that just came out with Carson Wentz. They didn't want that to get leaked because they wanted to give Carson Wentz another year of his skill set. They wanted to give him another chance with a new coach. And when this comes out that he's selfish, are you going to be good with any coach, especially a rookie coach that comes in? Do you really expect a 6-year vet like Carson Wentz to take that guy seriously? If he wouldn't listen to the guys that were already in the room, what makes you think he's going to take a rookie's opinion seriously? So I would move on from Carson Wentz, and do not be shocked if they take Trey Jones out of North Dakota State, the quarterback. Do not be shocked, or trade up and get Justin Fields. Because they need to do something with the quarterback position, and if they're going to stick with Carson Wentz, I don't know if that's going to be the right move, but they have to do something at the position, and they need to do it now.
Yeah, listen, I'm ready to move on from Carson Wentz because, like I said, all these articles and this guy's broken, maybe needs a fresh start somewhere. But the only people that know exactly what's going to happen is obviously the guys in the locker room, the guys that know what's going on. Doug Peterson already knows, Howie Roseman, Lurie, they all know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on as fans. We could read articles, who's bullshit, who's full of shit, whatever. When they make a decision, that's how we're going to know what the truth was. Now, in my opinion, I can't stress this enough in the NFL today, and I'm always a pocket quarterback kind of guy. We need mobility at the quarterback position. Now, I don't know these guys that you're saying. I know Justin Fields by watching a couple of games. He's the quarterback of Ohio State. Big arm, good speed. That's all I know. Okay. Now, I don't know anything about this Trey Lance guy. I don't know if we go quarterback. If you go quarterback at 6, or you move down or try to move up and try to get a quarterback, it's like a total. I believe we're in total rebuild now, but it depends what the coach wants. It depends who the new coach wants. I believe if we're going to keep Deuce Staley, then Wentz or Hurts is going to be the quarterback. If you're going to go with a Joe Brady or somebody younger, maybe they're going to say, listen, I want to start fresh. I want to have my own offense, my own quarterback. We got to move on from Carson Wentz. I believe that it's not going to be as hard as people think that to trade Carson Wentz. People are always looking for a quarterback. People, I'm sure that if he wants to get out, he'll restructure and say, listen, I'll take less money to leave. You never know what the situation is going to be. But regarding the draft, you saying Patrick Surtain, listen, it's nice to have a shutdown corner. Is he going to be a shutdown corner? We have very bad pass on cornerbacks when we go after cornerbacks, whether it's free agency or whatever. So, big-time Slay was not big-time at all this year. I thought he was very average at best, always hurt too. If you ask me, I'm in love with Jamar Chase. I think the wide receiver position lacks a lot of talent. You can't go into the season with Greg Ward and Travis Fulgham and Jalen Reagor. I'm sorry. You need a guy that's going to be a goon, and that's Jamar Chase. Even Devontae Smith I'm going to take. But like I said, it all depends on who you get as your head coach. Do they want a quarterback? Can they fix Wentz? Do they want Hurts? But at the end of the day, the biggest decision at the quarterback position, in my opinion, is that this guy has to have mobility. Everybody in the playoffs right now have mobility.
All right, so you have an interesting take on Zach Wilson. A lot of people want to take him at 6. He's the guy out of BYU. I mean, personally, I wouldn't mind it, but you don't want him for reasons that you've stated in the group chat. You think he's a selfish guy just like Carson Wentz.
Yeah, so why would you want him then?
I mean, but that's all speculation. The thing about Carson Wentz is it's a little bit past speculation because they've been saying it for the last 3 years that the guy's selfish. Zach Wilson, you don't know anything about. You're just hearing that his family's not fond of him. He's just not a likable guy. If that's true, I'm completely passing on him. And by the way, I have to fix a correction. His name is Trey Lance, not Trey Jones. I don't know where I got Trey Jones from, but Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. Yeah, I could see them going quarterback, but I'm not going Mac Jones because Zach, honestly, is going to hate me for saying this. Mac Jones was a product of that Alabama offense. They had everyone there. Mac Jones is a guy that's going to fall to the 3rd, 4th round, just like Jalen Hurts was going to. Jalen Hurts, guys, whether you like him or hate Jalen Hurts, the guy stinks. All right, I've been saying this the whole offseason. The guy stinks. He doesn't bring anything to the table. If you saw his passing game versus the Washington football team in the last game, I believe he had Travis Fulgham wide open in the end zone. I could be wrong on that one, or it was Jalen Reagor wide open on the red zone at the corner of the left, and he completely whiffed on him. Like, that's a throw that.
That's the one where he went opposite, like he was getting pressure, he moved, and then it was short.
Yeah, he completely whiffed on him, and the guy was wide open. So So, I mean, if you think that that's the kind of guy that could lead your franchise in the future, I don't know what to say because Jalen Hurts, to me, he's a backup at best, maybe. I just don't feel like he's the guy that will lead the franchise. But you know what? I don't run the team. I don't run the front office. So whatever they do, I have to go with. I'm just giving an opinion, and that's why I have a podcast.
But I got a question for you, Kyle. You say you're in favor of Deuce Staley. I'm not bashing Deuce. Listen, I like Deuce. I think he's going to have a voice. I think players will play for him. But you also have to understand, an owner like Jeffrey Lurie or any owner, they're not going to say full rebuild. You know, they're not going to just say that. But we all know it's a rebuild, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're telling me, okay, because you know how the Eagles operate, it's all over the place. If Deuce Staley is appointed the coach, let's just say, okay, you know what? The players have spoken and we spoke. We think Deuce is going to be the guy for the hire. Okay. But let's say the front office says we're going to move on from Wentz and we're going to move on from Hurts. That we're going to trade. We're going to trade them and we're going to go after a quarterback. We want to start over fresh and get a quarterback. We're going to try to go after Justin Fields or one of these guys. What gives you the belief that Deuce Staley could develop this guy into something good?
Feel. That's my belief. I mean, I'm going based off speculation of what I've seen, and I just feel like the players and everyone around him loves him. And, you know, that's someone you want to have on the team. Is he going to be a great coach? Who knows? All right. But sometimes you have to make a decision based on a gamble. And I feel like someone that's been there throughout the Super Bowl year and the years prior to that, I just feel like you should give him a shot just because everyone's saying good things about this guy. You know, if there was that one person that said, he's not a good fit, I would understand that. But everyone's talking him up about this guy taking over a team one day. And to me, that's a risk that you should take. Everyone's talking about Joe Brady. That's the definition of a gamble because you don't know what he is. You know, if you're going to take a gamble, I'd say take it on Deuce Staley because he's been here. He's a Philadelphia Eagle. This guy's been in this franchise for 20 plus years. You know, so I would take a risk. I would take a gamble. I really do.
With Deuce Staley, I will say this: they will definitely play for him. He will have a voice in there. They will listen to him. They will play hard for him. But if you get a guy like Deuce Staley who has never called a play, and that's another thing, he has never called a play in his life. He's been with the organization. He was a football player. I understand that. But this guy, you better have a strong defensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. Like, you better have a good, strong coaching tree because you can't just come out there and say, okay, Deuce Staley, you deserved it. You've been here. Let's just go with it. Now, I'm wrong too because when we signed Chip Kelly, I have to say more often than not, a lot of people were happy about it. Excited. Oh my God, Chip Kelly. This guy is like the Bill Belichick of college football. Okay, failed. Now, Doug Peterson comes. This guy's a bum. He's a lesser Andy Reid. Now, this and that. Now, that was true, but he did win a Super Bowl. He helped win a Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. So you're not going to know. You're absolutely right when you say it's a gamble. But you also have to do your homework as well. You can't just say, I want Deuce Staley just to make my players happy. You have to, in my opinion, you have to trim the fat. You have to get rid of all these veterans. The only veterans that I'm keeping on this team, and I'm going to go with this, is Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham. Everybody else could kick rocks, and that's my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. That's what I think we should do. But like I said, it's their decision, and if you go Deuce, they're going to keep all these vets, and to me, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how your quarterback plays at the end of the day. In the last 3 seasons, Carson Wentz has not proven that he could be the guy of this franchise, and they're clearly going to keep him unless they trade him draft night, which is a possibility. But it's based on how the quarterback plays and how everyone around him plays the game with him. And nothing showed me the last 2.5 years to where this team will play around Carson Wentz. They'll play better for the backup. Even if it's Nate Sudfeld, they'll play better for him than Carson Wentz. So we have some big issues on our hands. We really don't know how it's going to go. You know, we could turn into the Oakland Raiders of the last 15 years. We just don't know. And I'm scared, you know, but the fact that we won a Super Bowl, it does help. I wish we won 2 in that string of years that we had success, but it is what it is.
Listen, we're going to, you know me, we're going to be bad for the next couple of years. It could be 5 years, could be more, but it's necessary what's happening now, and they got to get it right.
Yeah, we're going to be really bad. I mean, I'm sitting here watching Buffalo. They're facing the Baltimore Ravens today, and I couldn't feel more good for a fan base. The Buffalo Bills fans, you know, I have nothing but respect for them, and I really want to see them do it this year. And I really think they can do it this year. You know, they have a game they have to obviously beat the Baltimore Ravens, then probably Kansas City. But that's another team to where I would feel like I was a part of them if they won, because it's like 2 years ago, we were that fan base. Now we're a little bit more obnoxious, but we were that fan base that was dying for a Super Bowl. They lost 4 straight championships. And I just want to get back to that team that plays like a group of men again, like band of brothers. And from what I see from the Buffalo Bills, they're us of 2.5 years ago. And I just want to get back to that. I love watching that kind of football. Do they have a dynamic player? Yeah, they have 2. They have Stephon Diggs and they have Josh Allen. But other than that, they just play as a group. And that's honestly what I want. You can have superstars all you want on your team, but you're really not anything if you don't play as a group. And we haven't played as a group for the last 2.5 years with Carson Wentz as a quarterback.
No, I agree with you 100%. I want Buffalo to win the whole thing. I have no hate for Buffalo. Like I said, it's not because I feel bad like them because they're like us. They were like us when we didn't win. It's just that, like you said, 4 straight Super Bowl. It was 4 straight, right?
Yep.
Like, that's brutal. I think that's worse than us never winning 56 years, to be honest with you. I'm going to be very honest with you.
That's tough.
4 Super Bowls in a row and you don't win 1?
Yep.
That's worse than being an Eagles fan. And I'm being totally honest there. That's fucking brutal. At least win 1.
I mean, we went to 4 straight NFC Championship games. I thought that would have been brutal if we lost that. But 4 straight title games? Like, my God.
And plus, I like Sean McDermott, his ex-Eagle coach.
The guy that we fired after one.
Yeah, as long as Green Bay don't win or Kansas City don't win, I'm happy to be – or Tom Brady don't win, I'm happy to be honest with you.
I think Tom can win. I mean, personally, this weekend, these games are really good. I'm not even going to lie. I think the Browns have the potential to upset the Kansas City Chiefs.
No fucking way.
I think they have a shot. I think they have a shot.
Fuck out of here.
It's one game. Anything could happen in one game.
No fucking way.
They lost to the Raiders this year, so –
Andy Reid on those buys, dude, and he's like fucking 4-0 against Cleveland, dating back with the Eagles and with Kansas City. I don't see it, dude.
What do you feel about Eric Bieniemy?
I don't know much about him. I know he's the offensive coordinator over there, but you see, everybody's picking, this guy, Mike Kafka, is the passing coordinator for Kansas City. Oh, this guy's the offensive coordinator. I can't tell you anything about it, but these guys are dynamic players. Who developed them? Andy Reid developed Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to hear about Mike Kafka. I don't want to hear about these guys because they have good players. You understand?
Do we really want to talk about developing a player? I just feel like the player is naturally gifted. I personally, development comes a far way. Like, this is development. Josh Allen was development. He wasn't as good as he is now before this year.
Yeah, but they gave him Stephon Diggs, and now he's much better.
His mechanics are better, though.
Absolutely. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to Kansas City, there are a lot of firepower. You know what I'm saying? These guys, Eric Bieniemy or Mike Kafka, could come over here, and all of a sudden they're not as good. Why? Because we have no talent here. It's not too much talent at all. It's easy to coach when you have a firepower offense.
Yeah, like Tyreek Hill and Claire Edwards. He's all right.
Anyway, we trade for Watson. Absolutely not. I wish. No chance. Not with that.
You'd want Watson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I see. Everyone likes Watson. I don't see.
No. I'm not saying I like Watson. I'm saying for where we are now.
Yeah.
Yes, I take it.
All right, Zach. That's usually on the show. He hasn't been around. He's been sick. Great thing about the NFL is you could turn around a team in 2 to 3 years. You could honestly turn around a team in 1 year if you get all the luck bounced your way. We've seen that before with the Philadelphia Eagles. We were 7-9 2016, and then the next year we won the Super Bowl. So you could turn around a team in 1 year. It's possible, but I just don't feel like we have the front office to do that. So yeah, I agree. 2 to 3 years.
That's why you got to pick the right coach to see what he's doing.
Yeah, you do, and it's a gamble. Like I said, guys, I'm going with Deuce. That's my guy.
Deuce. I'm totally against Deuce Staley.
You are. You don't want to.
No, because I think we're gonna be looking for a coach the next 2-3 years. Listen, I want to be fair. Deuce, does he deserve it? Yes. I just don't think it's the right move. Why don't you think it's the right move? He's never called a play, and the vets like Brandon Graham are coming out. Oh, Deuce Staley, Malcolm Jenkins. Oh, Deuce Staley. Yeah, because you guys want a guy that you could be loose with, like Doug Peterson. If that's the case, you might as well have kept Doug Peterson then.
Yep.
I want a guy that's going to come in here and develop players, the younger players. I don't care about the vets no more. Brandon Graham, as great as he was, Fletcher Cox, as good as he was, I don't care about the guys that are at the end of their career now. You know what I mean? These vets, they're at the end of their career now. I want to develop Rager. I want to develop Quez Watkins. I want to develop these guys. I want to develop Jordan Mailata. I want to develop these guys. I don't care about what these vets say or what they want. You get what I'm saying?
I do. I mean, this comment right here, I don't understand it. I don't understand you guys. You and Zomp are on the same page.
I'm 100% on this guy.
I don't
Overrated player. He is overrated. Tell him to come to Philadelphia. Tell me right now, you bring Pat Mahomes to Philadelphia right now. Instead of being a 4-11-1 team, we're a 6-7 win team. It's overrated.
It's 2 more wins.
I've been fucking saying it.
Philly Talk Podcast chimes, and we're going to take a couple more questions to get out of here. It's a quick show today, guys. Today, the Philly Talk Podcast asks, "How would you feel if Doug possibly being offensive coordinator for Seattle?" I mean, I wish him the best of luck. I mean, I couldn't stand seeing him next to Pete Carroll because that's a dynamic duo right there. But whatever. He's not our coach anymore, so wherever he goes, best of luck to him.
Yeah, I wish him the best and nothing but respect, but I could care less about Doug Peterson now. Once you're not here, I don't care. I don't care if you won a Super Bowl. Look how much of a cutthroat fucking organization we are. You won a Super Bowl, and Jeffrey Lawrence says, all right, get the fuck out. Like, I don't care where you go. Hey, I respect you, but I hope you lose because you're against us now.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying you're smoking crack. He's overrated. Yeah, I mean, it's just his opinion. I think he's on the verge of smoking crack with that comment, but it's all right.
What?
That Mahomes overrated.
No, listen to me. Let me reiterate before this, okay?
All right.
Patrick Mahomes is a dynamic player, very, very good, a very good quarterback. And if he continues doing what he's doing, obviously he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, but you cannot take away the fact that the guy has everything around him. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, as much as I hate the fucking guy, yeah, now he's got Devontae Adams. Before that. Okay, I don't want to hear about Donald Driver and Greg Jennings. These guys were not fucking fantastic wide receivers. He makes dog shit into gold. Okay, I want to see Pat Mahomes do it without Tyreek Hill, do it without Kelsey, do it without all these fucking guys. Let me see you do that, and then I'll give you more respect.
Kyle Zomp, if you could have one player in free agency, who would you pick? I have a list. I want Antonio Brown. Yeah, I want AB. We both agree on that. I think he has something left in his tank.
I don't agree with it. Don't say me. I don't agree.
All right, shut up. I want Chris Godwin or Antonio.
Godwin sucks, dude.
It's your opinion.
How many drops he had in that fucking Washington game, dude?
Players have drops all the time.
Oh, yeah, he'll fit right in then to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I guess he would. That's exactly why we got to pick him up. But you know what? There was actually one more question I wanted to take before we get out of here. How upset would you be if we hired Joe Brady? I wouldn't be upset. I just feel like it would be an extreme gamble. The guy has been in the NFL for
He's very young. What is he, 31, 33?
Yeah. He would be the youngest coach, I think, in NFL history next to McVay. So I don't know if I'd like that, but if they go for it, I wouldn't be mad. Yeah. I would just
I'm not gonna lie. With Deuce Staley, I'd be disappointed. I'll understand it, but I'll be disappointed. But I will be extremely, extremely irate if it's Mike Kafka. Okay. I will be irate if it's Mike Kafka.
Well, but why? All right, why do you say that though?
Because another fucking thing. It's the same thing. Coming from Kansas City, Andy Reid, Doug Peterson was not a good coach because he won a Super Bowl. He was average at best 9 wins or less besides that magical season. And everybody, even Harry Roseman, was great in 2017. Everything came together. Why are you going to go with Mike Kafka? Because it comes from Kansas City. We don't have the same players, the same talented players. You're going with Andy Reid. Go on a different direction. Get a guy in here from that, like a Joe Brady, like a Lincoln Riley, like these guys that they're saying. Brighter ideas, new ideas. Joe Brady, to me, from what I'm reading, like we said, has nothing in Carolina besides Metcalf. What's his name? What's the quarterback's name?
For Russell Wilson.
No, for Carolina.
Oh, Teddy Bridgewater.
He stinks, and they had a better offense
than
the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, but they scored more points than the Philadelphia Eagles. Go look at it, average-wise. Yeah. And that was without Christian McCaffrey. Now, that's coaching. I want a guy that's going to come in here and develop our younger players. Quez Watkins, John Hightower, all these guys. And I believe that these are the coaches to do it, these younger players with these dynamic offenses. These are the guys you want. Not Deuce, not Mike Kafka, not all these other idiots. Sorry, that's just the way I feel.
That's a good name from LSU, but he's not leaving LSU. He just won a national championship a year ago.
And if you bring Joe Brady in here, you're telling me he's not going to say, listen, Jamar Chase is a fucking goon. We get that guy too.
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously, everyone knows that Jamar Chase would be a special pick. I just don't think he's going to fall at 6.
Kyle, you and I both know we're in love with Jamar Chase. We're in love with Devontae Smith. We're not getting these guys.
No,
we're going to get these fucking Micah Parsons, Waddle kind of guys at fucking 6. That's what we're going to get. Or we're going to get this guy, Olave. What's this guy's name? Olave.
Olave, yeah.
Yeah, Olave, whatever. We're going to – it's a disaster. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind the guy from OSU. I wouldn't mind him, but you got to pick him in like the 2nd or 3rd round.
But that's my point. We're gonna take him with this fucking. You cannot miss this. You cannot miss. And if you whatever quarterback you have, if it's Joe Brady, and Joe Brady says, "Listen, I really love that Justin Fields guy," then you do it. Like, it all depends on who you get at quarterback, and you have to understand something. You get a Joe Brady, you get a Lincoln Riley, you get one of these guys. You have to give them 5-6 years. Even if you're losing in the beginning, because it's an overhaul. You can't expect to win. And that's what I got from Jeffrey Lurie in that press conference. He doesn't expect to win now. So if you're going to go and rebuild, get a younger guy that can grow with us and see what happens.
Thank Burrito. They had everyone and their mother on that team. Joe Burrow was a quarterback. They had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson on the same exact team. Like, to me, that's where coaching doesn't really matter because you had everybody on.
But that's what I'm telling you about Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes, it's exactly the same thing, dude.
Yeah.
It's exactly – I don't want to take away from Mahomes, but you see what you just said? Oh, they had Justin Jefferson. Oh, they had Jamar Chase. Kansas City, you got every fucking thing. Come to Philadelphia. This is what pisses me off. Come to Philadelphia. Let me see what you fucking do. Dak Prescott, same thing. Dak Prescott has 300 yards. Dak Prescott every week has 300 yards. Look who he has. Come to Philadelphia. You have 300 yards and average 27 yards, 27 points a game. Then I'll eat my words.
Yeah, I'll give you another example, like Joe Burrow. Like, Joe Burrow was a great quarterback in college. He comes to the NFL, he gets smacked. And he just gets bitched. And after that hit, he didn't really look all that good.
You see what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he tore his ACL. So, hey, look at what Zach said. He's calling you out. Godwin has 4 career drops. He tied that in 1 playoff game.
That's right, Zach. So it proves my point, you fuck.
He has 4 career drops. That's not that much.
I don't know. In a big playoff game like that, I see drop.
Yeah, they won. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Waddle. I don't want Waddle based off his last name. I'm sorry. I don't like his last name. And whenever I watch him,
though, Kyle. Come on, dude.
It is retarded, but I don't know. Whenever I watch him play, like Waddles, I don't
can't go by fucking names. I don't care. As long as you catch balls, I don't give a fuck.
I know. Okay, and all right, that's pretty much it. With that being said, guys, we are going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this special edition of Fly Like an Eagle podcast. We will be back whenever there's breaking news. Me and Zom pretty much have nothing to do with COVID going on. It's all bullshit. There's something big happening within the next 4 days. I don't really want to talk about it. But yeah, we'll be back whenever there's breaking news and we have to get something off our chest because me and him kill each other in the group chat. So
hold on, I want to say something before we go. Yeah. Last night I almost called you, texted you, and I know I may not seem it this way, like you know, like you see me laughing or whatnot, because that's the way I cope with things. But my uncle passed away last night from COVID, so I just want to let you guys know that COVID, you know, there's a lot of people out there. I work in the hospital, and I know what's going on. Guys, mask up, do the right thing. Don't be stupid. I understand we're all having cabin fever. We all want to go out. We all want to get our lives back. But it's not a fucking joke. So, guys, be smart. I love you guys as much as you love me or hate me. Be smart, guys. All right?
Yeah. Yeah, like Zom said, I'm sorry, buddy. That's
yeah.
You just told me on stream, and
I know. I almost was like, but I said I got to do this. I got to do this for the birds, and I got to get my mind off things. So that's why.
Yeah, it sucks. This virus affects more people. It affects people differently, and you know, it's not a joke. Definitely, you know, you want to stop the spread. You want to stop the spread from people who can affect it in a worse way than you can. So, yeah, I mean, dude, like I can't believe you just told me that on there. That sucks. Damn. Okay. All right. So with that said, we're gonna get out of here, and we will see you guys whenever breaking news comes about in the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, I'm gonna go play poker. Have a great game.
Yes, sir. Peace.